So we're here in San Salvador, and the wonderful hosts from our hostel Dona Marta are taking us out, and we're going to go and visit a small town just outside of San Salvador called Panchimalco.
Buenas tardes, bienvenido.
Is that right? Panchimalco.
Panchimalco. Good job.
Panchimalco.
Beautiful. And our hosts are called Krysia and Edouard. And we also have Eugene from Russia.
Who, funnily enough, is from Vladivostok, which is one of the towns that we are driving through when we drive around the world.
So we're going in for coffee. We have arrived in this beautiful town of Panchimalco, which is nestled down in the mountains of south of San Salvador. It's a very colourful, beautiful town, and it has a local artist that lives in it, and he and his friends have endeavoured to paint this town, make it colourful, arty, put lots of sculptures in it and make it a really beautiful and interesting place.
So this village is about half an hour's drive south of San Salvador, and it's amazing compared to when we were here a couple of months ago. It's just so much greener. Rainy season is obviously just about to start, and you can really see it from just how green and lush everything is looking right now.
Everywhere you look in this beautiful town, there is something magnificent to see, something so colourful. It just makes you feel happy inside to be here.
The actual road covering in this town is quite unusual. It actually looks like a crazy paving patio back home rather than just tarmac. Nice. So we've just come across this absolutely fascinating area that you can see behind me, and this area here used to originally be used as an area where the village would do their washing, and then with the introduction of washing machines, etc., it became a dumping ground for rubbish.
So in 2011, the local artist Miguel Angel decided that it was time to reclaim this area. He was helped with an artist called Abraham O, who came up with these fabulous, beautiful artistic paintings and drawings. So Krysia was just explaining to me that this image behind me actually represents the culture of this country, and this image was actually created to show the inspiration and the future of the culture of this country. Just a lovely concept. And dotted all the way round the lavanderia, the little washing area here, you can see tiles that have been painted and created by the kids of the local area, who aspiring artists, which is just fabulous. So we're just going down the side of the building on a lovely cobblestoned area to see some of the statues and sculptures that have been made for this area. And they are glorious, and you can see behind me as I go along, there are sculptures. Look at these, just dotted around in this lovely area to the side of this display. Some of the sculptures have real meaning. This piece is about the moon, the sun and the earth, and it depicts climate change. It's lovely to hear that when you have one artist creating beautiful pieces, they actually have visiting artists from Honduras as well create some of the pieces behind me. So it's lovely because the whole project is just inspiring beauty and creation. It's so lovely and fascinating. You always hear the negative stuff about El Salvador, but it's so beautiful because this is just so positive, forward thinking and creative. It's such a hopeful country.
Everywhere you walk around this village, there are just absolutely beautiful paintings like the one you can see on the wall behind me with Saint Romero. If you saw our San Salvador video, you'll know that he is the only saint from El Salvador. And look, how beautiful is that little building behind us with the artwork. Absolutely stunning. Every corner you go round, there is more art, statues and things to see. Truly a fascinating village here in El Salvador.
Lovely, lovely piece just behind me. The darker pieces are actually the original Mayan parts and stone, and then they've been attached onto something more modern to hold it together to show the pieces how it would have been.
So just at the back of the park with all the beautiful art, we found a lovely little coffee shop with a viewing balcony over the surrounding hills to give a real feel of where we are here in El Salvador. And it's really nice. Coffee and cake. What a best way to end the walk round. That's a very good idea. So we stopped for a nice cup of coffee because in El Salvador, coffee is king. And I just love this cup. It's made out of terracotta. Delicious. And I even have a local cake, which I have absolutely no idea what it is, but it looks lovely. It's actually a sponge cake.
With coconut and lemon.
It is, with coconut and lemon. How did you know? Oh, because you ordered it.
In this area, many years ago, there is the language of Nahuatl, and I'm just learning that there aren't that many people that speak it anymore, but we're going to get the opportunity to meet a guy who does not only speak it, but he teaches it. So we're looking forward to that because learning languages is something I love learning about. Well, what an absolutely fascinating chap. He has been telling us all about the Nahuatl culture and showing us some instruments that he's made from bamboo.
El sensonte, el bochonte, 5:30 de la tarde nos canta así. Uno de los tantos trinos para pedir agua. En la noche, Aurora.
And some spears and a little bit about the culture. Christia's been amazing. She's helped translate because it's quite tricky actually, some of the words for me to understand, but it's been absolutely fascinating coming here to meet this guy. We are learning so much about the culture of El Salvador, and he even gives lessons. I don't know we're going to have time for that, but beautiful. We've been invited into the beautiful home of Michael Angel Ramirez, and he is the famous artist here. And what a beautiful and inspirational place he lives in. You can tell he's an artist. He has pieces from artists of all over the world, and he has been visited by some of the most famous people around the world. And we feel really lucky that we've had the opportunity to meet him. He has a very individualistic style of art, and it's very recognizable. And art is very subjective, but we feel as though we would definitely have a piece of his artwork if we could afford it. Fabrizio was telling me that he doesn't need payment for his teachings of art. What he does indeed is accept a gift. And the gift that is required for his teachings is a shoe with a plant in it. Well, we've come right to the top of this beautiful property, and well, what better view can you get of the Devil's Door than this one right here?
Well, we have been so lucky to have the opportunity to walk around this house and inspect all these beautiful, beautiful pieces of art. And there's not very many times that I'm speechless about the detail and the quality of art. But honestly, this is just, for my style, is just absolutely perfect. And if I had a house and the money, I would definitely fill my house with this beautiful, colourful pieces. And if you do want to buy any of these pieces, they can actually send them worldwide. I'll put a link below of the artist's details. Fascinating.
And I just have to add, the reason that these pieces of art are children is that Miguel was actually inspired when he first started. It was in the middle of the Civil War, and he was saddened by all the children that were going through this experience. So he chose to paint and put a stop to all the sadness. And that's why he's painted these children with soft smiles and hopeful
Beautiful
gaze.
colours.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
And actually, in each picture, he hides a vision of a religious vision, which is his motivation to do the art.
Yeah, it's like there's like a guardian angel overlooking these children, and it's just beautiful. Really, yeah, we
breathtaking.
Love it.
Love it.
And just across the road there is a cultural centre, and aren't we the lucky ones? We've just been experiencing the local dance. How absolutely cool is that? Just as we're walking back to the car, we've heard the sounds coming from this church. It's the old colonial church in Panchimalco, and it is the oldest church here in Panchimalco, in the style of the colonial style.
So as we're walking along the streets, there's a small stand here. So they're selling atol de lote, which is like a sweet drink. So we're going to give it a go and see what it tastes like. So it's a hot drink. Oh, it tastes sweet, cinnamony. And is it made of corn? It's beautiful. It tastes like cinnamony corn hot drink. Sweet. It's delicious.
¿Qué es queso?
Mostaza
Mustard.
negra
Sí.
y salsa negra.
Y salsa negra. ¿Y la salsa negra qué es? What the hell is that?
What is this? A special corn? They put everything
they
on.
call it loco. Sweet,
ya lo
crazy
tiene.
corn.
Crazy corn.
Queso? Cheese.
Cheese.
Right. Oh, mayonnaise, mustard, Liam Perrin sauce and tomato ketchup sprayed on and rubbed on, and then grated cheese on top of hot corn. I'm going in because these are all the things I love. Oh, that's good. Oh, the corn's lovely. And Liam Perrin sauce, I can taste Worcester sauce. Oh my god, it's dripping.
It's good?
Good.
Really good.
It's really good.
Okay, so this corn dish is called a Lotto Loco, which means a bit crazy, which is really appropriate for Marianne.
What?
So if you come to El Salvador, don't be shy to try the street food stands. They taste so good. Okay, so on the way home back to our hostel, we have stopped at Papusa Abbey. Papusaria, which is a place famous for pupusas, which is one of the national snacks here in El Salvador. And we are going to try some here. And the place is absolutely packed. There is loads of people here, so we are super excited to give this a go.
We're ordering pupusas.
So, this pupusa place is in the town of
Los Planos del Rendero.
Los Planos del Rendero. There you go. Just outside of San Salvador, probably about 15 minutes, 20 minutes drive out of the town. So when you place your order here, you fill up one of these paper forms and you just put the number that you want, and they then give you a ticket. And the ticket has a number. We're number 43, and apparently they come out and shout the number. And thank God we're with locals, because if they shout 43 in Spanish, we're going to be here a very long time and very hungry.
Because Marianne is numerically dyslexic in English, and in Spanish I'm really struggling.
So there you go. So I've ordered a chicken and cheese pupusa and a bean and cheese pupusa, and it's served, you eat it with some pickled vegetables. It's like a cabbage, and it looks absolutely delicious. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Pupusa loca.
Pupusa loca.
This is definitely a lot better than the pupusa we bought in the market in San Salvador. There's a reason this place is famous and it's busy. It's because they're delicious. And you have to have it with the pickled vegetables. It just goes so well. So we've left the pupusa place and now we're just going for a little walk around town. I'm not sure where we're going. So just down the road from where we had the pupusas is this viewing platform, and there is the most amazing view over the city of San Salvador behind us. So, look, we've come all the way to El Salvador, and who would have thought we bumped into Minnie Mouse on holiday? She's on holiday, obviously, but she's here selling aquilote. Is that right? Aquilote?
Atol de lote.
Atol de lote. Okay.